and welcome to my studio. As small as it is, I like to call it home. So what can I say? Well, this is just a little video just to introduce myself to everyone, because it seems that people are starting to like me now in terms of what I'm doing. Well, what's coming up really is I'm just going to preview you this little snippet of a loop that I'm working on for my new album, which is as yet untitled, but I have quite a few working titles for it. It's going along the lines of Aphex Twin, Square Pusher, and Fatboy Slim, and sort of I think I'm going in the breakbeat direction basically nowadays. I'm very electronica, as you've probably heard. I've tried various guises of music, and I've arrived at this level, and I think this is me basically. I don't like to have any rules within my music, which just suits me perfect, this style of music, you know. And I can utilise any samples, sounds that I create myself when I'm on my travels, and yeah, so I'm really into it, and I like the vibe, and I like the beats, and I just like to hear the expressionism within the music. Okay, without further ado, I'll play the snippet of the track that I've got. Okay. Okay, so you can probably hear it's just a loop at this stage, but I've sourced out all the samples, created the sounds, and as you can see on the screen here, I'm using Live, and I've actually excuse the latency, but I've actually synced it up with Reason Free, and I have also got Fruity Loops, or just FL Studios I like to be called nowadays. I've synced all the three programs up together, because that way I feel you can have the best of all three worlds, you know. And then once I've actually composed the track, once I've actually composed the track, what I do is I build up the layers in terms of percussion, bass, you know, probably use 2 tracks to 4 tracks, sometimes 6 for the bass, just to get all the frequencies, nice sub-frequency, bit of distortion in there, and some compression. As for the drums, I usually use about 6 to 8 kick drums to get the nice tone that I'm after. If I'm going for like a nice glitchy sort of kick drum for the breaks, then I'll probably use 1 to 2 kick drums and merge the layers. It's not necessarily a priority in the break beats. It's mainly I do all the layering basically just for the main core beat, you know, to build it up, to give it that drive and that energy. And also all the other sounds, I obviously treat them, I EQ them, compress them after composing the track. And when I'm happy with the initial sounds, it's at that stage I export all the sounds into Sonar 3. Now I know a lot of you out there thinking Sonar 3, it's a bit of old kit that. Well, yes it is, but I've been using it for quite some time now, and I'm very comfortable with the software, and I just like the versatility of it. I like the fact that you can use your DXIs, you know, basically your virtual instruments. I like the VSTs you can import there, and I like the editing features, especially for MIDI and also audio. You know, I think it holds its own on that score. So yeah, I'm comfortable in using that. Yeah, and when I bounce it down, once I bounce it down to the mix, I start making some edits, you know, here and there, a couple of tweaks. Because I feel you can do more with the actual audio samples in regard of cutting and pasting and chopping. You've got more control rather than MIDI in these bits of software, you know. So that's what I tend to do. I spend quite some time preparing the mix and getting it right, you know, nice sound. I like to use a whole spectrum of things with the panning, you know, especially, and I like to get some automation and basically just create some lovely sounds and create this lovely atmosphere. I don't particularly like the two-dimensional sound. I like to use all the spectrum. Also, after that, once I'm happy with it, I'll put everything through the master bus, and then I'll put a stereo spread VST over that, just to give you that little bit more freedom, that little bit more scope when it comes to panning. It makes it sound a lot bigger. And after that, I will export it as an audio file. And I've got various ways of actually mastering it. I've got some nice Behringer rack mount equipment here. I don't know if you can see, I'll just show you. Yeah, there's some tasty equipment there. Obviously it's not switched on at the moment, but I like to use that sometimes. You know, you get a nice warmth, a nice punch, and you get that nice valve driven sound. But as for the main mastering tool that I use, it has to be T-Rex. Basically, because it's so versatile, you get what you want within a matter of probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then it's just a case of tweaking. After that, you know, what I tend to do is, as you can see here, I've got 2 sets of monitors, near field monitors. I've got some cheap crappy little speakers that you'd probably use with a personal CD player or something like that. I've got the hi-fi speakers, and I've also got the computer speakers with the sub bass at the back. And I tend to just try the masters on everything, you know, every scenario I can think of. And then the last tester for me really is the MP3 player. You know, bouncing it down, compressing it to an MP3, and trying it on the MP3 player. And you can usually tell if it's going to start to distort, click, pop, or whatever, if it's peaking too much. So yeah, I mean, this is me, Bod. I'm independent writer, producer, if you like, of electronic music, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. I hope you keep logging onto my site and listening to my songs and leaving your comments, and by all means, you know, get in touch. We'll have a chat and everything, and on that score, I'll just let you know that I'm moving on to the webcam, as you can see it here. So I'm thinking about setting up some chats, maybe Wednesday or Sunday evenings. So I mean, all the information will be on my site. So if you want to pop down, have a chat, and we'll share techniques or whatever. Okay then. Well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you soon.